If you are listening to this message right now, pause for a moment and understand something very important. This moment is not random. Out of countless voices, endless videos, and constant noise around you, your attention was drawn here for a reason that goes beyond coincidence. Something within you recognized that these words were meant to reach you at this exact time, even if your mind cannot yet explain why. There are moments in life when everything looks the same on the outside, yet inside, something feels different. A quiet restlessness, a sense of waiting, or a feeling that something unseen is moving closer. You may have felt it late at night, in moments of silence, or when you suddenly question where your life is heading. These feelings are not weakness. They are signals that you are standing at the edge of a shift. Right now, the energy of Archangel Michael comes forward with strength, clarity, and protection. This is not a message meant to create fear or dependency. It is a message meant to awaken awareness, a reminder that you are not alone in this season of uncertainty, and that guidance often arrives quietly, through moments of recognition rather than dramatic signs. For a long time, you may have been carrying responsibility without acknowledgement, doing what needed to be done, even when it felt heavy, staying patient, even when results were slow, holding yourself together while quietly wondering when something would finally change. These efforts were not unseen. They were shaping you, preparing you, and strengthening your ability to recognize what truly matters when it arrives. A miracle is not always a sudden event that changes everything overnight. Often, it begins as a realization. A moment when you see yourself, your choices, or your path more clearly than before. The miracle approaching your life is connected to awareness, not force. It does not require you to chase it. It requires you to be present enough to notice it. You may look back at certain moments in your life and feel disappointed that things did not work out the way you hoped. Plans that failed, doors that closed, opportunities that slipped away. At the time, those moments may have felt like setbacks, but protection often looks like disappointment before it looks like clarity. Some paths were closed because they would have taken more from you than they gave. This message reaches you now because timing matters. Not rushed timing, but conscious timing. There is a difference between waiting passively and waiting with awareness. You are being asked to listen more closely to your intuition, to the thoughts that repeat themselves, and to the quiet inner voice that has been guiding you even when you doubted it. Ignoring this moment does not bring punishment, but awareness brings ease. When you recognize what is unfolding, you move with it instead of against it. Opportunities align more naturally. Decisions feel clearer. Resistance softens. This is why this message matters now, before the next step becomes visible. Slow your breathing as you listen. Let your shoulders relax. Stillness is not emptiness. It is space for clarity to enter. Archangel Michael's guidance is firm but calm, protective but respectful. It does not push you. It strengthens your ability to trust yourself. You are not behind in life. You are not failing. You are not missing something everyone else has figured out. You are in a transition, and transitions often feel uncomfortable because the old no longer fits while the new has not fully formed yet. Many people turn back at this point out of fear. Others stay present, and their lives change quietly but profoundly. What is approaching you is connected to alignment. Alignment between what you feel, what you choose, and what you allow in your life. You may already be sensing a clearer understanding of what no longer belongs with you. This clarity is not loss. It is preparation. Protection surrounds you as you move forward. Not protection from challenges, but protection from losing yourself in them. Strength does not mean the absence of doubt. It means continuing to listen even when doubt appears. Guidance does not remove choice. It illuminates it. And this is only the beginning of the message. What follows will take you deeper into the signs you may have been noticing, the changes forming beneath the surface, and the role you play in receiving what is moving closer to your life. As you continue listening, allow yourself to stay present with these words instead of analyzing them too quickly. The mind often wants immediate answers, but this message is not meant to be rushed. It is meant to settle into you slowly, the way clarity often does when you finally stop forcing yourself to figure everything out. There is a reason you have reached this point in your life where reflection feels unavoidable. You may have tried distraction. You may have tried staying busy. You may have told yourself that things will sort themselves out later. But something inside you kept asking for your attention. That inner voice did not grow louder to disturb you. It grew steadier so you would finally listen. Archangel Michael's guidance at this moment is about recognition. Recognizing where you have outgrown certain situations. Recognizing patterns that no longer serve you. Recognizing that strength does not always look like pushing forward. Sometimes it looks like pausing long enough to choose differently. This kind of recognition is not weakness. It is maturity. You may have noticed that your tolerance for certain behaviors, environments, or conversations has changed. Things that once felt acceptable now feel heavy or draining. This is not you becoming difficult or detached. This is you becoming more aligned with what supports your growth. When alignment begins, discomfort often appears first, not to punish you, but to guide you away from what no longer fits. The miracle approaching your life is connected to this alignment. It is not random luck. It is not something that arrives without context. It is the natural result of internal shifts that have been happening quietly over time. Even when you felt stuck, something within you was adjusting, refining, and preparing. You may wonder why clarity did not come sooner, why you had to wait, struggle, or feel uncertain for so long. But timing is not about delay. It is about readiness. Certain opportunities require a level of awareness, strength, and honesty that only develops through experience. What you are approaching now would not have been sustainable for you earlier. Now, it is. There is also a reminder here about trust. Not blind trust in outcomes, but trust in your ability to respond wisely when moments arrive. You are not being asked to predict the future. You are being asked to stay awake to the present. The present holds more guidance than fear ever could. As this message continues, you may feel moments of calm, followed by moments of emotion. Let both exist. Calm allows understanding. Emotion allows release. Neither needs to be controlled. When you allow yourself to feel without judgment, clarity follows naturally. Protection remains around you, even as things begin to shift. You will notice that what tries to rush you, pressure you, or confuse you loses its grip. What feels grounded, honest, and steady becomes easier to recognize. This is how guidance works. Not by shouting, but by stabilizing your inner world so you can see clearly. You are not meant to walk the next phase of your life carrying everything from the past. Some things will stay. Some things will fall away. This is not loss. It is space being created. Space for decisions that reflect who you are now, not who you were when you were simply trying to survive. Stay with this message. Not because it demands your belief, but because it mirrors something you already know deep down. The fact that you are still listening tells you more than words ever could. There are moments when life begins to feel quieter on the surface, but louder inside. You may notice that you are thinking more deeply than before, questioning things you once accepted without hesitation. This is not confusion. This is awareness waking up. When awareness grows, it can feel uncomfortable at first because it asks you to be honest with yourself in ways you may have avoided before. You may also feel moments of loneliness, even when you are not physically alone. This happens when your inner world begins to change faster than your outer environment. Conversations that once felt natural may now feel empty. Situations that once felt familiar may now feel distant. This does not mean you are disconnected. It means you are transitioning into a different level of understanding. Archangel Michael's presence in this message is steady and grounding. It does not pull you away from reality. It helps you stand more firmly within it. The guidance here is simple but deep. Pay attention to what strengthens you and gently release what weakens you. You do not need to explain this to anyone. Your inner alignment is not a debate. It is a truth you live. You may notice that your intuition has become more precise. You sense when something is not right, even if you cannot immediately explain why. You feel drawn towards certain ideas, changes, or directions, even if they feel unfamiliar. This is not impulsiveness. This is discernment forming. Discernment grows quietly, through experience and reflection, not through pressure. The miracle approaching you is not separate from who you are becoming. It matches your level of honesty, responsibility, and self-respect. This is why rushing would not have helped you. This is why shortcuts would not have served you. What is coming requires you to be present, aware, and willing to choose with clarity rather than fear. You may still have moments of doubt. That is natural. Doubt appears when old habits meet new awareness. It does not mean you are moving in the wrong direction. It means you are learning to trust yourself in a deeper way. Trust is not the absence of questions. It is the willingness to move forward even when answers unfold gradually. Notice how this message does not ask you to escape your life or deny reality. It asks you to engage with your life more consciously, to listen before reacting, to observe before deciding, to recognize patterns instead of repeating them automatically. This is where true change begins. Protection remains active around you as you move through this phase. Not by removing challenges, but by helping you respond to them without losing yourself. You will begin to see that certain problems lose their emotional grip on you. Not because they disappear, but because you no longer feed them with unnecessary fear. You are learning to choose peace without guilt, strength without hardness, confidence without arrogance. These qualities develop quietly, often without applause, but they reshape your life in lasting ways. If you have been waiting for a sign, understand that awareness itself is a sign. The fact that you are listening, reflecting, and staying present tells you that something within you is ready. Ready to release what no longer fits, ready to receive what aligns more deeply with who you are now. Stay open. Stay grounded. There is no need to rush the next step. When it appears, you will recognize it, not because it demands urgency, but because it feels steady, clear, and right. And as this message continues, allow it to remind you of something important. You are not moving toward chaos. You are moving toward clarity, even if the path feels unfamiliar. As clarity begins to grow, you may realize that some of the fear you carried was never truly yours. It came from expectations, comparisons, and pressure that slowly became normal over time. When awareness returns, those fears begin to loosen their grip. You start to see what matters and what does not. You begin to understand that not every thought deserves your attention, and not every emotion requires a reaction. This is where inner strength quietly forms. Not the kind that forces outcomes, but the kind that allows you to remain steady regardless of what unfolds. Oh, Archangel Michael's guidance reflects this strength. It is calm, grounded, and unwavering. It does not rush you into decisions. It reminds you that when you act from clarity instead of urgency, your choices carry lasting power. You may notice that patience feels different now. It no longer feels like waiting helplessly. It feels like knowing when to move and when to remain still. This kind of patience protects you from unnecessary mistakes and emotional exhaustion. It helps you conserve energy for what truly matters. As you move through this phase, pay attention to what brings you a sense of quiet certainty. Not excitement that fades quickly, but calm assurance that remains even when challenges appear. This is how alignment often feels. Less dramatic than expected, but deeply stabilizing. You may also begin to sense that some answers arrive only after you stop demanding them. When you release the need to control timing and outcomes, understanding flows more naturally. This does not mean giving up responsibility. It means recognizing that clarity grows when you allow space for it. The miracle approaching your life is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to support you. It integrates into your life rather than disrupting it. It aligns with who you are becoming, not who you were forced to be. This is why awareness matters more than anticipation. As this message continues, Let it remind you that you do not need to become someone else to receive what is coming. You only need to remain honest with yourself. Honesty creates alignment. Alignment creates momentum. Momentum creates change. There is no need to announce your growth to the world. Growth often works best when it is protected from unnecessary opinions and expectations. Allow your inner shifts to settle before you share them. What is real does not need constant validation. You are learning to recognize when something feels right without needing external approval. This ability will guide you through decisions more effectively than fear ever could. When clarity replaces pressure, choices become simpler, even if they are not always easy. Stay present as you listen. Let the message continue to unfold naturally. You are not being rushed toward an ending. You are being guided through a process, one that unfolds at the pace your awareness can support. And as this process continues, remember this. What is aligning with your life now is not taking something away from you. It is making space for what truly belongs. As space begins to open within you, you may notice a subtle shift in how you relate to your own thoughts. They no longer feel like commands you must obey, but information you can observe and choose from. This change alone brings relief. When the mind quiets even slightly, intuition becomes clearer and guidance feels closer, not distant or mysterious. You may start to understand that some of the weight you carried was never meant to be permanent. It was something you held while learning, while adapting, while becoming stronger. Now, as awareness deepens, that weight can be set down without guilt. Letting go does not erase your past efforts. It honors them by allowing you to move forward lighter and wiser. Archangel Michael's energy within this message emphasizes discernment. Not everything requires your involvement. Not every situation deserves your energy. When you choose where to place your attention, you protect your peace. This protection is not avoidance. It is respect for your own limits and values. You may also notice that your sense of time feels different. Urgency fades. Pressure softens. You begin to understand that progress does not always look like movement. Sometimes it looks like stability, consistency, and quiet confidence. These qualities create a foundation that supports lasting change. As you continue listening, allow yourself to trust the pace at which understanding unfolds. There is no need to force insight. When something is ready to be understood, it reveals itself naturally. This is how alignment works. Without struggle, without noise, without resistance. The miracle connected to your path is not separate from this calm. It grows from it. When your inner world stabilizes, your outer choices become clearer. Opportunities that once felt confusing begin to make sense. What once felt distant begins to feel reachable. You may still encounter moments of uncertainty. That is part of being human. But uncertainty no longer defines you. It passes through rather than settling in. Or you respond with steadiness instead of fear. This response changes everything. As this message continues, let it serve as a reminder that you are allowed to trust yourself. You are allowed to choose peace. You are allowed to move forward without carrying the entire past with you. What is meant to stay will stay. What is meant to go will leave gently when you stop holding on. Stay present. Stay open. The clarity you are moving toward is not loud, but it is real. And it is closer than you think. As you continue to absorb these words, notice how your awareness begins to stretch beyond what you previously thought was possible. Moments that once felt ordinary now carry significance. Subtle signs, patterns, and coincidences may start to stand out, guiding you toward choices that align with your highest good. These are not accidents. They are confirmations that you are moving in harmony with the path meant for you. You may feel a renewed sense of confidence quietly rising within you. It is not boastful or loud, but steady and unshakable. This confidence allows you to make decisions without the constant fear of being wrong. It allows you to trust that when you act from a place of awareness and alignment, the outcomes will serve your growth, even if they are not exactly what you expected. Archangel Michael's presence in this message reinforces that protection surrounds you at all times. Challenges may still appear, but you are no longer weighed down by them. Instead, you are equipped to respond with clarity and wisdom. The obstacles you encounter are part of the process, shaping your understanding and fortifying your resilience. You may also notice that your relationships, work, and environment begin to reflect your internal shifts. People, situations, and opportunities that once felt discordant start to either align with your energy or fade gently out of your life. This natural sorting process is part of the miracle unfolding, one that integrates seamlessly into your life rather than arriving as chaos or disruption. It is important to remain patient with yourself as these changes continue. True transformation rarely occurs in dramatic leaps. It grows incrementally, often unnoticed until one day you realize that your perspective, your choices, and your energy have shifted profoundly. The miracle is not always a single event. It is a series of alignments that, together, create a profound effect on your life. You may find that old fears or doubts attempt to resurface. When they do, notice them without attachment. Recognize that your ability to remain present, grounded, and aware is stronger now than ever before. This awareness is a tool and a form of protection that allows you to continue moving forward with confidence. As this message unfolds further, understand that you are not being asked to change who you are fundamentally. You are being invited to embrace the full scope of yourself, to honor your experiences, and to step into your power with calm certainty. This alignment is the foundation for the miracle that is approaching your life. Continue to stay open and receptive. Your attention, patience, and willingness to notice the subtle guidance around you are what enable these blessings to integrate fully. Every small choice, every moment of awareness, and every act of trust builds the conditions for your life to transform gently, yet powerfully. You are ready. You are protected. You are moving steadily toward clarity, toward alignment, and toward the miracle that has been preparing itself for you, quietly and carefully, all along. As you allow these words to settle, you may begin to notice a sense of calm confidence arising within you. This is not the confidence of certainty about everything, but a steadiness that allows you to navigate life with clarity. You no longer need to force outcomes or control circumstances. Instead, you respond to life from a place of awareness, knowing that each choice you make now carries more alignment than it did before. You may also sense that some of the pressures and anxieties you carried are beginning to dissolve. They are not gone because you ignore them, but because your inner focus has shifted. When your attention aligns with what truly matters, the distractions of fear, doubt, and expectation lose their power. This is a profound kind of liberation, one that strengthens your ability to recognize what is genuine and what is not. Archangel Michael's presence in this moment reminds you that guidance is available when you listen. It is not about being perfect or having all the answers. It is about staying present and aware, noticing subtle nudges, and trusting your ability to act when the right opportunities appear. Your awareness acts as a bridge between your current reality and the miracles approaching your life. You may begin to observe that small, seemingly ordinary events carry messages. A conversation, a sign, a coincidence, or an inner thought may point you in the direction that aligns with your purpose. Do not dismiss these signals. They are the quiet ways in which the universe communicates with those who are ready to listen. Recognizing them requires attention and patience, but doing so strengthens your connection to the guidance surrounding you. Even as challenges continue to appear, you are no longer burdened by them in the same way. They are opportunities for practice, for reflection, and for growth. You respond not from fear or reaction, but from awareness. This shift allows you to navigate difficulties without losing yourself, to move through obstacles with clarity rather than resistance, and to embrace the lessons hidden within each situation. The miracle that is approaching does not seek to overwhelm you. It works gently, integrating into your life in ways that feel natural and supportive. It aligns with the readiness you have cultivated, the patience you have practiced, and the awareness you have strengthened. The timing of this miracle is perfect, even if you do not yet see its full impact. As this message continues, let it reinforce a profound truth. You do not need to hurry. You do not need to force outcomes or prove your worth. Your readiness, your presence, and your openness are the conditions through which these blessings manifest. By remaining steady, aware, and patient, you create space for the miracle to enter fully and harmoniously into your life. Continue to trust yourself. Continue to honor your journey. Continue to recognize the subtle signs, the quiet guidance, and the gentle alignment that surrounds you. You are moving forward not by chance, but by the awareness and intention you carry. And in this awareness, the miracle is already beginning its work within your life. As you feel this message settling within you, understand that you are ready to receive what has been preparing itself for you all along. There is no rush, no urgency, no need to force anything. The miracle approaching your life works in harmony with your timing, your awareness, and your readiness. Everything that has occurred in the past, every waiting period, every challenge, every moment of reflection, has contributed to this readiness. You are stronger than you realize. You have learned lessons, developed patience, and cultivated discernment. These qualities create the foundation for what is coming. Archangel Michael's guidance reminds you that protection surrounds you, not by preventing experience, but by helping you respond with clarity, courage, and calm. You are not alone. You have never been alone. The energy of support, guidance, and divine alignment has always been present, even when invisible. Now is the time to trust that you are exactly where you need to be. You are moving forward with purpose, even if the path is not fully visible. The signs you have been noticing, the patterns you have been sensing, and the subtle guidance you have been receiving are all converging toward the moment when this miracle will fully integrate into your life. This is the reward for staying present, for listening, and for honoring your inner awareness. Release fear of the unknown. Release the weight of doubt, and allow yourself to move with calm confidence. The life you have been preparing for is aligning quietly but powerfully around you. Opportunities, people, and situations will continue to adjust naturally, supporting your growth and your alignment with your highest good. Each choice you make from this place of awareness contributes to the unfolding of your purpose. As you step forward, remember that you do not need to carry all of the past with you. Let go of what no longer serves you. Create space for the blessings, guidance, and miracles that are ready to enter. You are fully supported. You are fully protected. And you are fully capable of receiving and integrating the gifts that the universe and the guidance of Archangel Michael have been preparing for you. This is your moment. Not distant, not abstract, but here, now, within reach. You have listened, you have reflected, and you have remained present. Let this awareness guide your next steps. Let it strengthen your choices. Let it remind you that the life you have imagined, the clarity you have sought, and the peace you have longed for are not only possible, they are unfolding for you. Trust in this process. Trust in yourself. Trust in the divine guidance that has never left your side. The miracle has already begun. All that is required now is your presence, your awareness, and your willingness to receive it fully. And as you do, you will realize that the journey itself, every challenge, every waiting period, and every moment of preparation was part of bringing you here, ready, aligned, and open to the blessings that are your birthright.